This is Stir.
Sure. DryPro, what year did you start and why did you start it?
Yeah, so 2016, the company was founded. I had my former business partner, so we co-founded it together.
Okay.
The reason is he had some experience in the industry and did really well. And that was up in Jersey, came down here and we both saw an opportunity in Florida where I'm very well connected. I've been here almost 27 years now.
Okay.
So I'm very well connected in the area. I always wanted to do something for myself.
Yeah.
So we saw an opportunity in an industry that, has a lot of need where we live. Florida, with what we do, is, I would argue, the best state in the country to do what we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a good business owner, identify a problem, come up with a solution. So that was it. Didn't want to punch a clock anymore. I was like, let's go do it on our own.
Is this your first business?
My first company, yeah.
Nice.
And now I'm sole owner now. So sole owner for almost 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a ride, man. It's been fun.
Major change from co-owner to sole owner?
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
I had a friend of mine, and he's an attorney, and he said the quickest ship to sink is a partnership.
Fact. I can see that.
And when I heard that, I was like, oh, that really resonates. And, my former business partner and I, we're still cool, but, not having any other opinions, running things exactly how I want. Right. Is really peaceful. And, with the experience that I gained with him and now on my own, we're the most efficient we've ever been. So running things profitably, efficiently on my calendar is something I can't even put a price on.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's been amazing.
In 2016, you started it, your first week, your first month, talk to me about what was going on in your brain during that first month.
Sure, yeah. So the first thing we did is we go to Sarasota Ford. We're going to drop $64,000 of debt to the company because we need 2 company vehicles.
Yeah, of course.
Back when you can get 2 vehicles for $60,000.
Yeah,
now that's 1 vehicle.
That's one.
Yeah. So that was the first thing we did. I was like, all right, Marco, I was like, you sure about this? He's like, trust me. I'm like, all right, I trust you. A little bit older than me, so someone I've always known and trust. So we did that. So we did some debt, and then we just got to work. So nobody knew about DryPro locally. So started knocking on doors, and we started passing out flyers. The first day, Friday afternoon, we just had to spread the word. So
love it.
We went to a community that we were familiar with. We had some friends in there, and we just knocked on doors, passed out some information, and got some clients.
I love it.
Yeah, so man, it wasn't pretty, trust me. And I'm not one to knock on doors now. We don't do that at all. Like, that's a little faux pas in our industry.
It's an open carry state too.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And depending on where you're knocking as well.
Right, for sure.
But we learned a lot, and really the whole point was just to I want everyone to know Adrian DryPro. So the beginning, it was the brand awareness, and it was just, spreading the word as to what we do. Not a lot of people have a real big understanding of our industry.
Okay.
So it's really educating the client. When our stuff happens, people freak out and they don't know who to call.
Yeah.
Do they call the plumber? Do they call the roofer? Do they call the handyman? The insurance company? Us? So there's so many avenues that they can go. So we just want to be one of those first couple calls.
So talk to me about those people. They don't know who to call. What are they dealing with when they call you?
Sure. Yeah. So typically it's some sort of water incident. So most people think of our business as hurricanes.
Yeah.
That's the catastrophic, tragic stuff. But the day-to-day stuff is really, anything that can go wrong in your home. So people that have a house, so you think about it. What has water? Dishwasher,
right.
Every sink, every vanity,
Sink,
your refrigerator,
toilet,
your AC,
washer dryer,
water heater, washer dryer. So anything with water can malfunction and usually will at some point.
Right.
So when someone has some sort of water incident, we try to calm them down. I'm the therapist. I get there and I just try to walk them through the process, explain to them everything that we can control, some of the things that we can't control. If it's insurance related, it's going to call your insurance company, but we just try to help them and guide them through the whole process.
Nice.
But yeah, anyone that's a homeowner is a potential client for us. But those are the events that happen, any sort of pipe burst, roof leak, AC leak. You think about, we just named probably 10 things that are water related in your home.
There's so many.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I mean, your customers need you when they need you right now.
Emergency services.
Wow, man.
So I say we're 24/7, 365, We're working normal business hours, but we'll work nights, we'll work weekends. I spent a New Year's Eve in a hot, wet garage one year. So the phone rang and we went,
Get that business, man. Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
We can charge a little more for that.
Of course.
After 5.
Of course.
So, but it was also, it was a learning experience. We were there. So those people are going to remember us forever. So
for sure.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of repeat clients, but they'll tell their neighbor. They'll spread the word that DryPro shut up.
And they took care of us.
Yeah, exactly.
On a holiday or after hours or whatever.
Yeah, every day's a working day.
I love it, man. You know, I always say like when it's when you run it, it's not my quote. I forget who said it, but you can't look to the left, or to the left.
Yeah.
Like if something goes wrong, you can't look to the left. If you're a CEO, COO, something goes wrong, you look to the left at somebody that owns it or that's above you. But when you're the guy or gal, you can't look to the left. Right. So if it's Thanksgiving, you gotta look in the mirror. If it's overnight, if it's whatever, like it's on us. So
we try to get to any job like as soon as possible, except emergency services. Manatee and Sarasota, we can get to most places, within the hour, depending, on our friends out on the road and who's causing accidents
for sure.
and everything else.
What the traffic looks like.
But so that's what we're doing, man. On the road every day, just on call, essentially.
So that's what I was just thinking. You probably get calls all times.
I don't like that. We're not first responders in, like a cop or a firefighter, but, when something happens in your home, you need someone to show up right away.
Right away.
And that's what we want to do.
In that first year of business, whether it was first year with your partner, first year by yourself. Yeah. Talk to me about something that came up that was like, ooh, how am I going to figure this one out that you had to overcome?
Sure. Yeah. I'd say in the first year was really the transition from doing all of the work hands-on to staffing. So as we were growing, we knew that we couldn't be growing the company as much as we're working in it, working on the business.
Not in it, right.
So, we were the ones ripping out the stuff. We were the ones drying everything, documenting everything, submitting everything to the insurance company. So as we were scaling, all right, we need to find people that we know, that we trust. So thankfully, I've never spent a penny on Indeed or any sort of hiring.
No recruiting or nothing?
It's all been word of mouth. It's all been friends or, hey, so that needs a job. And, we'll train them. And I'd rather them... they have experience, great. More than likely, I just want them to be responsible. Yeah. And if I know them or if I can trust them, we're in people's homes. So that's the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the scaling part was very interesting.
They're in people's homes with your name.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. They're wearing my company shirt. So it's my brand that we're wearing in someone's house. So. Yeah, exactly. And we get all sorts of clients. Yeah. Like the gambit can go all over the place. So the scaling part was for sure very tricky. That was probably the first year. And then just running it on my own now, I would say probably the biggest challenge is how many hats can I wear and how many can I delegate? Yeah. Yeah.
And that's tough.
Absolutely.
Because you want things done a certain way.
Yes.
That's an interesting dynamic to go, from operator to leader, right? Like you kind of got to take a step back. And
for sure.
I remember not when I had my first employee, but probably 3 or 4, realizing that in order for this team member to be like fulfilled, because they're never going to love it as much as you, as your baby, right? Absolutely. So, but in order for them to enjoy coming to work and be fulfilled using the skills that they have, I got to step back. We got to step back and let them do what they do. And that's difficult.
It is. Yeah. And I love that now because they're better at the job than I am now. I might have a little more knowledge or more communication skills, but on the job, the boys are the experts. Yeah. I know what they have to do, but they're doing it.
And they're in the field.
Yeah. So for sure. But I know, so to go back to that, the first thing I did when I took over, hired a bookkeeper.
Oh, big.
I knew that my strengths were not that. Yeah. So I have a bookkeeper. She helps me. She's amazing. So she keeps me in check. She tells me a little bit about that marketing expenses that I like to run up,
on Thursdays.
Meals and entertainment is a discussion we have.
Got you. So, no. I took this client out. It's a referral source.
We were talking business. Yeah. It was always talking business. So, but hiring her was the first thing I knew I had to do. Game changer.
Godsend, right?
Yeah. And then I wrapped the vans. That was the second thing I did. The vans just had like a couple decals. I was like, no, we got to build a brand. Mm-hmm. We're still learning. We're still building the brand, but the vans now, there's very clear. They're all wrapped, matte black. Might see them on Lakewood Main Street.
Yeah. So, I've seen them.
Yeah. So I wanted, like I said, build the brand, and that's our mobile billboard. Yeah. Kept it short and sweet.
People see it outside while they're, absolutely.
Who we are, what we do, how to reach us. That's all I wanted on there.
I love it.
I see my competition with a lot of verbiage on there, and it's 2 seconds that you're driving by.
It's busy. You want to get the point across
absolutely
right away.
So, I kind of see what my competition's doing, try to pick up on some of the good, make some of the stuff my own. But those were probably the first 2 things I did: bookkeeper and branding.
All right. So before we get into the the Punta Gorda stuff, like door to door.
Yep.
Talk to me. Here's why I ask, because like when I started Agento, I went door to door.
Yeah.
A digital agency.
Right.
Door to door. It still works. It'll always work. But I was going into businesses.
Yeah.
And I had some successes, but I had some like get the hell out of here conversations as well.
Yeah.
And that's at somebody's business.
Right.
You're knocking on homeowners' doors.
Yeah.
You ever have any like?
So we did it very briefly. Like,
okay.
Because it's like kind of a little frowned upon, you know, like, but
sure.
It happens in like similar industries like roofing.
They do
happens.
it.
Solar people, they do it. So I have a lot of respect for people that do it.
Respect. Yeah. Respect.
Yeah, you do it for the yeses, not for the nos.
For
and
sure.
That's all of a mindset thing. I don't have that mindset. I don't do well in door to door. But that night, like I saw the success. And, you know, it's funny. We just made it casual. Like, you know, we were like in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. So like, oh yeah, we were just talking to Jose down the street, whose uncle is Tio Miguel, who, you know, like, we just built that rapport. These people are like inviting us to have a meal with them.
Come on in.
Come hang out. Like, oh, are you hungry? Come, like, so we weren't selling anymore. We were familia. At that point. We were familia.
You had a good experience.
Yeah, so we did. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that night, you know, we got a couple of clients. So it was cool. And, you know, we just kind of got to see like the good and the bad and the ugly all in one quick evening. You know, we didn't get all yeses. We definitely got some nos, but it was fun. I just don't want to do it again.
No, yeah.
Thankfully, you know, we don't have to. That's really,
right.
You know, like.
Well, you reach a certain point.
Doing
no. I probably did that for only like the first 8 to 10 months.
Right. That's a long time, man. Almost a year.
It was a while.
That.
But what I was doing was I was going to like different places.
Sure.
So home base, obviously I started Sarasota, went to Manatee. I spent a lot of time south, like Venice, Port Charlotte, Cape Coral. It's a lot of like.
How long has Agento been around?
2011. So almost 13 years.
Right. And those markets were probably more untapped then. Right?
Oh, nobody was talking to them.
Doing that, right?
Nobody was talking to like I'd walk into a business in Port Charlotte and they're like, oh yeah, we don't even have a website. I'm like, oh. No, we don't have social media accounts.
What website is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was shocked. And so that's why I just kept awesome. Like there's opportunity, you know, so I just kept going down there.
I respect the hustle so much. And so, you know, we similar, you know, in that sense. So but the door knocking was cool, but now, you know, referrals is the best way. You know, just meeting people. Just meet good people, you know, like the more you do this, the more connections you make. I mean, we've known each other a long time. I don't even know if we knew business wise what we did or how we were doing.
No.
We just played ball together.
Together.
I just saved in my phone this Chris basketball emoji. I didn't know your last name. I had you say Chris Ball. Literally. Man. So it's, you know, just get to know people, make good connections, and we then start doing stuff like this. The business just comes around after a while.
Yeah, it just comes around.
I love it.
You keep doing, and you keep doing good in the community and doing right by people, and it just keeps coming back to you. I know that last year we had the hurricanes.
No, that's 2022 now.
It was 2 years ago.
It's been like a year and a half already.
Oh my gosh.
9/28/22.
There's still people dealing with that.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
You spent a lot of time in Punta Gorda.
Yeah, so we went south. So I mean, there was business here, but like the areas that were predominantly
crushed.
Northport, Port Charlotte, Inglewood, Punta Gorda, and then Fort Myers. But that was like more flooding. This was more hurricane. There's a little difference in that insurance wise. But yeah, we spent months and months in Inglewood, Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte. And man, we saw everything. Minor damage, whole houses being torn up. I think I had a client who was in her 90s by herself, like mopping the water during the hurricane, trying to like stay above water, literally, figuratively. So yeah, and you know, like I hate hurricane work. We're meeting people on the worst day of their life.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we're busy and we're there to help. So that's why I know like we're helping these people because there's not enough companies in Florida to help all of these people. That's why everyone from all over the country was here.
Came down there,
But yeah, man, it was wild. You know, it was like the first local hurricane that we worked. So I learned a lot, navigating clients' emotions, the insurance companies, the payments,
paperwork,
admin. Oh yeah. Wow. Documentation. You know, we have to take photos of every job. So my guys sometimes forget that. So I have to kindly remind them. They want to just go in and start drawing and ripping stuff up. I'm like, guys, you got to document everything. Everything has to be documented. So, but it was an experience, man. And like I mentioned, like my little girl was born on 9/6. So she was born 22 days before the hurricane. And then I said, all right, baby, daddy's got to go to work.
You got to go to work.
Yeah. So it was nonstop after that. So, but it was great, man. Just huge learning experience.
Yeah.
again, got to build our brand a little bit more and learn.
Yeah. And you're building the brand in a whole new,
for sure.
Expanding the footprint.
Exactly. People didn't know about DryPro really much in Port Charlotte. Now they saw us.
Yeah.
They saw us.
You got a good name down there now.
Yeah, for sure. We try to help as many people as we can. So we never have said no ever in the history of DryPro.
Yeah.
Now I might have missed a couple of calls when the hurricane hit.
Yeah, busy.
So I wasn't able to service everyone, but if we got a hold of you and we were there, we were ready. So
that's what's up.
That was something like I wanted to pride myself on. Like we were working late nights, days, weekends, holidays, everything, but it was a state of emergency. Like that was catastrophic what happened.
Yeah. So I remember going down there.
There's still stuff happening, like still recovery happening.
Yeah, we just 5-6 months ago we were out east.
Yeah.
Salvation Army was out there, and like there's still people like there's still, everything's, you probably got business out there because like people got stuff that's flooded out. And
we say out east, like talking about like Arcadia and all that.
Arcadia,
we were out there.
Crushed.
Yeah. My little car got stuck in the dirt road going to a client's house one time. So we were out there.
Yeah,
There was humbling having him pull me out. The client, I was like, hey.
The client pulled you out?
That's what's up. They were ready. They got the big trucks. I was like, man, it was again a little humbling, but it was funny.
Yeah. You're doing right by people when they take it, when they pull you out.
He saw I needed help. So we were helping him. He helped us out.
That's right. So that's right.
It was great, man. It was good.
If going back to when you started it, and all, even through to today, what is something you could point to that you wish you had done differently?
In my business directly, or maybe just as a business person?
Yes.
Both? All right.
Or either.
Yeah. So I'll start with, in DryPro, we used to do a lot of reconstruction services, the repairs, the drywall, the kitchens, the baths. We don't do that anymore.
No?
That is too time involving. You're having to buy material. You're fronting a lot of those costs. So now we can just refer that out. So our business model now is dry, remediate, and leave it ready for the next contractor.
Okay.
It's what we're best at. I'm not a GC. I don't want to build your kitchen.
You don't want to be a
GC. I don't want to do any of that. No,
right.
I don't have that license. I don't want to do that work.
Right.
So the people were asking, so we saw a need, but now we know it's better suited to just refer that out.
Gotcha.
And then as a business person was really just, I've always been a numbers guy, but now like looking at reports of quarterly with P&Ls and payroll and stuff, I never really considered that the first few years, that was sort of the stuff my business partner did. So now I'm deep diving into those numbers and like, what do they look like? What can we work on? Like, we love when the checks come in, but like the checks also go out.
What do the numbers really say? Yeah.
So just see, as your business grows and you're scaling, like, are you profitable? And what's your exit strategy? Like, do I want to have DryPro forever?
Right.
Or do I want someone to buy it in a few years? So it's got to be attractive as well.
That's really cool because you're 2016, you're 7 years in. Mm-hmm, man, I don't think I started thinking about those things until probably 7 or 8 years in. And I wish, like you're saying, I wish I'd have started thinking about those things in year 2, year 3. You're hustling. Like you don't even think about it.
You just got to get that next client and the next sale, right?
Yeah.
Mark Cuban says sales cures all, which is true.
Kind of,
true, right?
But
you gotta run the business too.
Gotta run the business,
you're the CEO. So like you wore all the hats, you're growing your team, and
that's right. Likewise.
Yeah,
that's
for sure, man. So I joke around. I'm like, I'm the marketing person at DryPro, which is that's what I do best.
It's accurate, yeah.
I want people to know Adrian DryPro. I've had some marketing people in the past.
Yeah.
Like you said, who's going to care more about the brand than yourself? So that I know that's also another thing I learned. I'll be the only person ever hired to do marketing at DryPro. For sure. And I just want to do stuff like this, get to have conversations with people.
Well, and you're such a strong networker too. Like you're in different groups and stuff, and people know you. And you have a good name. So like, for sure, man, for sure.
That was another thing I learned.
What? I don't need this exit strategy because that might be G14 classified.
Right.
But what does the future hold? Like where do you want to be in 3, 4, 5 years? Yeah, so I still want to have DryPro in the next. It's funny. I talked to my father about it. Next 3 to 5 years, continue to focus on DryPro and grow because I feel like we were like rehatched when I took over. Sure.
As everything changed and as we kind of shifted a little bit. Now with the way that we're running, I really want to run it as efficient as possible next 3 to 5 years, and then. We'll see, like I know that there's a lot of, private equity firms out there buying a lot of trades businesses. Like I have friends that are in trades and, they're all getting gobbled. Not my friends personally, but, other businesses, AC companies are going left and right.
Getting gobbled up.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I want to have my company continue to grow, continue to build the brand and then just kind of protecting that. So like my website, DryPro Inc. Like we own DryProInc.com.
Yeah.
I'm working with a trademark attorney now. I'm protecting that. So the grown-up adult business stuff I'm really focused on just to protect whatever that strategy might be. But in the meantime, it's just continue to grow organically, get good referral partners and just grow.
You're creating a legacy. So
yeah, for sure. And it's for someone else at this point too, Yeah. It's not just about me. And
no, not at all.
I can't be as selfish as I once was. So
for sure, man. For sure.
So 3 to 5 years, continue to grow. And then, we can service anywhere in the States. So Tampa, Orlando is the next year.
Yeah.
Strategy growth as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. This has been some of these things I already know because we know each other.
For sure, yeah, we're
but
friends,
to sit and chat and chop it up, man, has been great. I really appreciate you taking the time and joining us.
I appreciate the invite. I'm super thankful. I really, really do appreciate it.
For sure, brother. For sure. We'll see you soon.
No doubt. We will.
My guy, we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Time is money. It's valuable. Sure. And so we just want to say thank you for...
I thought when I walked in. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
For sure, man. For sure.
Thank you, bro.
Enjoy it.
I really appreciate this experience. This is cool. I love doing stuff like this. This is all I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to people.
Do you have like a show or something?
Yeah, we just started a little podcast called the Home Ease Podcast. So home, then the word ease, E-A-S-E.
But it sounds like homies.
You feel at ease at home.
Sounds like homies too.
So every week we have the homies. So this week's homies are so we'll get you on there, bro, for sure.
Okay.
We've only had 3 episodes, and we're working out some kinks. Some of it has been ungodly boring. We try to clip it and have some good stuff. So
okay.
Yeah, bro, for sure. And it's just
anytime you let me know.
It's just business people that have a story. We
just
all have
come
a
chop
story,
it up.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
anytime.